What if I told you there's a rabbit so ancient, it's been called a living fossil, and right now, it's being hunted to the brink by an enemy it never evolved to face? Deep in the dense, subtropical forests of two small Japanese islands, there lives a creature that looks like it stepped out of a different era. It's dark-furred, small-eared, and unlike any rabbit you've ever seen. This is the Amami rabbit, a relic from a time when mammoths still roamed the earth. For millions of years, it survived in isolation, untouched by the pressures that shaped its mainland cousins. But today, this living fossil is vanishing, and the reason isn't deforestation or climate change, at least not directly. It's something far more relentless and far more personal. Hunting pressure. To understand why this matters, you have to grasp just how unique this animal is. The Amami rabbit is one of the most primitive rabbit species alive. It's often called a living fossil because its ancestors diverged from other rabbits over 20 million years ago. It doesn't hop like modern rabbits, it scurries. It doesn't live in warrens, it nests in burrows it digs itself. And until recently, it had no natural predators on its island home. That isolation allowed it to thrive, but it also left it completely unprepared for what was coming. The turning point came when humans arrived. Not with guns or traps at first, but with something far more destructive: other animals. Mongoose were introduced to the islands in the 1970s to control venomous snakes, but the plan backfired catastrophically. The mongoose found the slow, ground-dwelling Amami rabbit to be easy prey. At the same time, feral cats and dogs began roaming the forests. Suddenly, this rabbit that had never needed to run or hide was facing a gauntlet of predators it didn't know how to escape, but the hunting pressure didn't stop there. As the human population on the islands grew, so did another threat: roadkill. The Amami rabbit is nocturnal, and its foraging often leads it across roads at night. With no instinct to avoid cars, it became one of the most common victims of vehicle collisions. Year after year, the population dipped lower. By the early 2000s, there were only a few thousand left, and the decline showed no signs of slowing. That's when conservationists realized something startling. Saving the Amami rabbit wasn't just about protecting its habitat. It was about confronting the hunting pressure head-on, and that meant rethinking what hunting even meant in this context. Because the rabbits weren't being hunted for food or sport. They were being hunted because the world around them had changed too fast. So, what do you do when an ancient species is being wiped out by modern threats? You start with the most immediate danger, the mongoose. In 2000, a large-scale eradication program began. Traps were set across the islands. But it wasn't enough to just remove the mongooses. Scientists had to ensure they wouldn't return. That meant monitoring every corner of the forest, studying mongoose behavior, and even using scent lures to draw them into humane traps. It was slow, painstaking work, but it began to pay off. Within a few years, mongoose numbers dropped significantly in key rabbit habitats. Next came the roads. Conservation groups worked with local governments to install wildlife tunnels beneath the busiest highways, pathways the rabbits could use without risking the asphalt. They also placed warning signs for drivers and reduced speed limits in critical areas. It wasn't a perfect solution, but it helped. Fewer rabbits were lost to collisions, and for a population already on the edge, every life counted. But perhaps the most surprising shift was in how people viewed the rabbit. For generations, locals had seen it as just another forest animal, neither special nor threatened. But as education campaigns spread, that began to change. The Amami rabbit wasn't just a rabbit, it was a window into the past, a biological treasure found nowhere else on Earth. Slowly, residents began reporting mongoose sightings, volunteering for habitat cleanups, and even participating in night patrols to document rabbit activity. The rabbit, once overlooked, became a symbol of the island's unique natural heritage. Today, the Amami rabbit's future is still uncertain. Its population remains small and fragmented, but for the first time in decades, there's hope. The hunting pressure hasn't disappeared, but it's being managed. Mongoose numbers are down, road mortality has decreased, and across the islands, people are working to ensure this living fossil doesn't become just another memory. The story of the Amami rabbit is a reminder that extinction isn't always a loud event. Sometimes, it's a quiet, steady decline caused by pressures we barely notice. But it's also proof that when we understand those pressures, we can fight back. This rabbit survived ice ages, volcanic eruptions, and millennia of isolation. It doesn't deserve to disappear simply because it couldn't adapt to the world we built around it. What other living fossil species do you think need more attention? Share your thoughts in the comments. We might just feature it in a future video.